Hi, and welcome back to Online Apocalypse. I'm your host, Zach. Today I'm going to show you why it's never okay to trust a magician dealing cards. I'm going to show you how a magician can lie to you and how you can beat a magician in a lie. I've been doing sleight of hand magic for about 5.5 years now, and when I pick up the cards, it's my job to lie to you. It's my job to persuade you into thinking that I am telling the truth and I am doing everything 100% honestly, which is not always the case. In fact, 95% of the times I pick up this deck of cards, I'm going to lie to you. And so one way magicians like to lie when dealing cards is how we shuffle.
It's a tonk and the boys are running home. That's why his name is a tonk.
A tonk.
Yeah.
So even though that looked like a very normal shuffle, and a magician practices this every single day to make it look like that, he'll practice in front of a mirror to where it makes it look like it's flawless. And even though it looked like a normal shuffle, he didn't shuffle it at all, because you saw at the end that it's still in perfect order, and that's how they can lie to you with just a shot. Another way a magician can lie to you is how he deals the cards. There's something called second-hand dealing, which if you get good at it, it makes it look like you're dealing the top card when in fact you're dealing that second card. And it's done so smoothly by so many magicians that you can't even tell that they're not dealing the top card. Let me show you. And see, a magician can do a second-hand deal whenever he wants. If he knows that top card, he can keep it there as long as he wants. And that's why you've got to look out for it. If a magician suddenly changes the way he's dealing, he's probably not telling the truth. You see, when I'm dealing cards, I keep it the same way. I deal it the exact same way, whether I'm cheating or not. So if I do decide to cheat, it's not going to look suspicious, and I'm not going to change the way I deal, because I'm doing it the exact same way. Now, there are several moves a magician can use to cheat in a way that he always comes up top. But the most common way is what's called a double lift, and that's where they looks like they're taking just the top card, but in fact, it's the top two card. Now, a double lift is a move that can be done several different ways, and there's many ways to do it, and that's another thing to look out. If a magician is changing the way he deals and how he's handling the cards, it means he's changing something. He's probably lying to you and cheating to you. And so a double lift is another move that can be done so smoothly that if you're not keeping an eye on it, and most people aren't because they're just enjoying the game, it's a way a magician could easily lie to you. Let's say we're playing a game of 5-card draw and you ask me to deal. Now, you not knowing I'm a magician, I'm going to make up stuff so you don't suspect anything. I say I'm just going to shuffle the cards and cut the cards. Never let a magician cut the cards. Because let's say, like I said, we're playing 5-card draw and I need the king of spades. It's the only card I need. I can easily just move the cards in a way that doesn't look suspicious. And when I have to deal me first, I'm going to make sure I get that king of spades. And so that's one thing a magician can do, is manipulate the cards and in ways that he's always going to be right, and no matter what you do, you're going to be wrong. And so how to catch a magician in a lie is, and how to stop him and prevent him is, do a simple thing like, hey, can I shuffle the cards? If you take the cards out of my hands and put them in your hands, it's very difficult for me to continue with what I was doing, because I could be sitting here with a break in the cards, which is just simply me holding it back here to where you can't see it from the front, but I have it right here so I can get that card whenever I need it. And so if you take the cards out of my hands and into your hands and start shuffling them in just any way, I've lost all sorts of control of how that card goes. I can no longer keep track of the cards and their positions and where they are. And so you doing that, taking the cards out, is just going to throw me off completely. Another way to throw off a magician in a lie is start talking to him. Most magicians, when they get into a trick or something like that, or they know they're going to cheat, they get very concentrated. So even to say a simple like, what's up, how you doing, how you been, what are you doing, that throws a magician off concentration, so they might forget what they're doing, what they're at, what part of a maneuver they're at is doing. And so just throwing them off. So if a magician is sitting here like this and you say, hey, Zach, how are you doing? And you're just, you know, if I'm looking down at my cards, I'm like, well, I just lost everything. So that for me means you've ruined it for me, so I can no longer cheat. I can no longer lie to you. And so that's another way. You know, I'm not saying all magicians are bad people. When I pick up these cards, like I said, I'm going to lie to you. When I don't have cards in my hand, I'm one of the most trusted people you will ever meet. But it's my job to manipulate how you think of me when I have these cards in my hand. And so I'm going to do whatever it takes to put me on top when I'm playing poker. That's why it's not okay to let me deal. I don't like dealing because I know I'm gonna cheat because I have cards in my hand, and it's instinct for me to pick up cards and start doing stuff like this. It's my job to, you know, when I have a deck of cards in my hand, is to do things that make it seem like I'm not human. I'm doing something that's not right and I shouldn't be able to do. And so that's why, like I said, just take the cards out of my hand, shuffle them a little bit. Do a shuffle yourself, because that's going to throw me off, because I don't know how you're shuffling it. Even just a simple riffle shuffle like this, I can manipulate that in so many ways to counting cards.